And we're back.
Oh yeah, we are back.
Back on the air.
We're ready.
Whew. Okay. It was a long time.
How's your week, man? Good?
Just hectic, busy.
Busy bee. Yeah,
You?
man. I guess in that week that we took off, I did a recording of I did a nice little review of Thor Ragnarok.
I saw you posted it. Well, but hold on. Let's introduce ourselves and all that before we get into
Oh,
it.
that's right. We haven't even gotten to the
Yeah.
introductions.
So this is the Bad Movie Review,
Whatever.
the podcast where we talk about movies. And this is your host, Vision.
And I'm your host, John.
And yeah, we started doing individual reviews. That's what Jonathan was talking about.
Yeah, I know that we can't get together every single week or whatever. And I think sometimes I think a lot of us are going to want to have we just have to get some stuff off our chest and I got to talk about this. So yeah, might as well upload it, right?
I was going to do a reaction on Black Panther, and I might still do it.
Man, you went to go see that, huh?
I fell into the hype. I was like, oh, what?
Well, I heard good things. I heard it's decent.
Yeah, with all the hype and positive reception, I was like, I gotta see this. Like, what are they all
That's the
talking
thing.
about?
It's like I love how I love every reviewer making the joke of is it still okay for white people to go see it right now? Or are we allowed to wait? Do we have to wait, or can we go see it now? It's hilarious.
Well, it's made at 400 million or something in its first weekend. It made more in its opening weekend than Justice League made in its whole run.
Well, you realize that controversy is always going to be good for publicity, whether it's good or bad. And
oh yeah,
this movie definitely set the tone for that.
Oh, yeah.
From telling people they can't go see it because they're not black. That's gonna make that's like telling a kid he can't listen to a certain rap album. Of course he's gonna listen to it. He's like, I can't wait. Oh yeah, parental advisory. Give me that.
No, you're right. And speaking of blacks, it's a good transition. This week we watched the Django Unchained.
Oh, I see what you did there. Nice.
You like that, right? Yeah, race.
Race relations.
A 2012 drama western. Okay, that's rated R. That's 2 hours and 45 minutes. God, basically almost 3 hours. Hang on a second. Here we go. Written and directed by a little known
the one and only Elvis Presley himself, the Elvis Presley of movies.
Quentin Tarantino.
He's like Elvis, bro. Let's just admit it.
Wait, why? There's nothing black about his style.
No, I mean, obviously we weren't.
Movies aren't a black thing. What are you talking
about? We weren't born when Elvis was the man, but Elvis could basically assassinate the president, and people would still love him. They'd be like, "Oh, it's okay."
Oh, that's what you mean,
right? He just get away.
People who don't like Quentin, right?
Dude, he gets away with everything. He can make 2 hour and 45 minute long movies, and no one.
And he'll win like an Oscar.
Yeah, and no one bats an eye. Everybody's like, "Oh yeah,
yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
Good job, Quentin."
So this movie stars Jamie Foxx, Christoph Waltz, Leonardo DiCaprio, Kerry Washington, Samuel L. Jackson, and then a bunch of other people that I don't think are big enough.
Goggins.
They're not big enough to mention. The people I listed are the main cast. So this movie had a budget, of 100 million. How much? Wow, interesting. How much do you think it made?
Man, the budget was that big, 100 million?
Yeah.
I think it made double that, 200 million. Let's give it that.
Worldwide gross, cumulative worldwide gross is 400 million.
Nice, like that.
You, man, all his movies make money. I think this is his highest grossing film, actually.
You think that one is?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Ooh, let's find out.
What are you going to look up every single movie and...
I mean, he only has 10 or something, right? 8 movies. Right?
That's a lot of movies to look up. Whatever, who cares? Let's talk about the movie.
Well, what's funny is Box Office Mojo actually sets it up really nice.
Really?
I just had a list.
All right, whatever. You look that up. I'm going to move on. So So this movie has an 87% tomatometer,
Tomato,
tomatometer, tomatometer, however you say that,
tomato.
and 91% audience score. And this is the synopsis as per Rotten Tomatoes. Set in the South, 2 years before the Civil War. I didn't know that.
I love when they do that, by the way.
Django Unchained stars Jamie Foxx as Django, a slave whose brutal history with his former owners lands him face to face with German-born bounty hunter, Dr. King Schultz, played by Christoph Waltz. Schultz is on the trail of the murderous Brittle brothers, and only Django can lead him to his bounty. Honing vital hunting skills, Django remains focused on one goal:
Django.
finding and rescuing Broomhilda, played by Kerry Washington, the wife he lost to the slave trade long ago. Django and Schultz's search ultimately leads them to Calvin Candy, Leonardo DiCaprio, the proprietor of Candyland, an infamous plantation. Exploring the compound under false pretenses, Django and Schultz arouse the suspicion of Steven, Samuel L. Jackson, Candy's trusted house slave. That's it. That's the whole synopsis. It just ends right there.
The Django. Yeah, not bad.
Well, I mean, there's obviously more to it. They just like leave out the whole ending. But yeah, and then let's see. Critics' consensus: bold, bloody, and stylistically daring. Django Unchained is another incendiary masterpiece from Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah.
So what's your history with this film?
Let's see. What he came out with? What was before the Django?
Inglorious.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I was just looking for another good Tarantino movie to come out. Every time there's a new movie by him coming out, it's always like Christmas coming. Like it's like, oh yeah, Christmas. Oh, a new Tarantino movie? Things just look better this year. I don't know why. So, I mean, I'm always like, just keep my ears peeled. I really don't. I mean, I heard a little bit about it as far as like like how the Reddit sphere always talks about like he's coming out with a new movie and it's gonna have this and it's gonna be about a slave that was a bounty hunter and it's gonna be cool and everybody's like ooh yeah ooh, ah. But other than that, like I wasn't really like I didn't really put it on my calendar to watch it or yeah, I was just happy that it came out and then I figured out a way to watch it myself. What about
So
you?
did you
What's your
see it when it came out?
uh I did not go to the movies or I didn't like I don't really ever go to like like I remember before like growing up I was like Friday night it's on I'm gonna get dressed get ready to go to see the movie comes out that same night I can't wait like those days are over man like I'll just claim to be older than normal but yeah I don't really do that anymore but yeah I did watch it like within the first month it came out
Okay.
like I watched it recent I didn't wait like 3 or 4 months. What about you? What's your history?
Um, as I recall, I did see this in theaters when it came out.
Were you like
Um,
hype? Were you like, I can't wait?
Not really. I mean, I was excited because of Inglorious Bastards, but I wasn't like, oh my God, you know what I mean? I wasn't that much of a fan of Tarantino at the time.
But you liked Inglorious, right?
Oh yeah, I loved it.
You see, I think I actually went to go see Inglorious in the theater, and I wasn't impressed. And then I
Really?
was kind of like, yeah, I'm not gonna go see any more movies in theaters.
Well, I remember I enjoyed this. I remember like my friend said to me, he's like, um, he didn't like Christoph Waltz as um, like a good guy or whatever.
Really?
And I was just like, "You're an idiot. Shut up. Don't talk to me anymore." Um,
I thought he was.
no,
I thought he was fine.
yeah, I had no problem with it. And I remember now. What he actually said to me was that he basically played the exact same role. I'm
Oh,
like, what are you talking about? They're complete opposites. One was a villain, one was a hero. Like crazy.
I mean, it does make me appreciate Inglorious Bastards more. Now, the more that I see it, sometimes I'll be like, yeah, that was interesting. Like his character in that movie was just insane.
Well, after I saw it, I mean, I liked it, whatever, right? Then I saw it like I don't know, a year later. I think I was like bored one day, and I was off from work, and for some bizarre reason, I had this random urge to watch it. So I watched it like on Netflix, and I like fell in love with that movie.
What, you liked it even more?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Inglorious.
No, Django.
Oh, Jesus.
We're talking about the Django. God
I'm like,
damn.
whoa, for real? You actually liked Inglorious even better?
I do like Glorious a lot. In fact, I recently watched it like about a month ago. I was bored and I watched it and I just had the exact same reaction. I like really, really liked it again.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I hated it when I first saw it because I expected something else. But
Hmm.
watching it like the second time, I was like, Inglorious definitely has some skill to it. Like that intro, that beginning scene was just
Yeah, it was
insane.
great. Mad tense.
Like it was bone chilling.
So then I saw Django one more time a few months back, and again I enjoyed it so much, and then I realized I actually really like it. It's like one of my personal favorites. So when I
Nice.
watched it again for this, I was a little bit like, oh, watching it again, but I enjoyed it like crazy. Um, so that's my history.
Yeah, I got to say that the first time I saw it, I was kind of like, yeah, it's Jamie Foxx. I'm not really into. I wasn't really into his acting. I was like, it's Jamie Foxx. He kind of. I don't really buy it. And then the more I watch it, or the more I watched it, I was like, he did a good job. He
Who? I'm sorry.
Yeah, Jamie Foxx.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because I mean, I think the biggest issue, the biggest criticism that I kind of heard buzzing around when this movie came out was that Jamie Foxx wasn't worthy of being like
What?
a lead role. I mean, they obviously people didn't obviously say it like that, but
Okay.
you can kind of sense that that's what they were kind of saying, like kind of poking fun. But I
Have
mean,
they
it's just
not
from
seen
what I
Collateral?
what right. I mean, Collateral
I mean, come on.
was his breakthrough right there. But that was obviously Tom Cruise all the way.
Yeah, I guess that's true. It wasn't really a solo Jamie Foxx
Yeah, because Cruise was just crushing it on that one.
film. He was crushing it. I saw him crush it like
Crushed.
a soda can.
Good old crush. So should we go into the cast, or I guess we're kind of already
Uh,
doing that, right?
yeah, yeah. What do you think about the cast?
Yeah, I mean,
Who were the winners? Who were the losers?
I think this cast was definitely it flowed very well. It's interesting how this movie kind of like really I don't know. Obviously, Tarantino probably did it on purpose. Maybe that's just like a little nod to because if you look at the synop or they basically call this movie a drama slash black exploitation.
Yeah, I can see that.
I wonder if I wonder why Hateful Eight didn't get that. But I guess it's because this is obviously a
There's no black people in that movie except Sam Jackson.
right, but this is a western. I guess this is about
They're
like
talking
slavery.
about they're talking about the cowboy, like exploitation. That's the
But
thing.
honestly, the reason why I think they call it a black exploitation is because they have like the music and there's like Django. It's like Django.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That character is what they're referring to about black exploitation.
So it's very like yeah. I thought it's funny. I thought the music in this movie was way more on point as
Oh,
far as like the cues.
I forgot to say this.
What?
I just got to say this. Also, it's part of the history too. Um, I'm a huge fan of the soundtrack. I used to listen to it all the time
Dude, I'll
on
tell you, I was blown away like how good like this sound. I mean, I wasn't really down with this with the rap songs like the Rick Ross. I thought that was.
I love that. 100 Black Coffins. I love it.
He's like,
We got 100 black
I was like,
coffins
this is
for
like
100 black
horrible.
men. Oh, I love that track.
I was like, this, and
Ah,
what's up with the Tupac?
I love that one too. That
They
like
put
crazy like
they
mashup.
put a Tupac old school verse in that scene where he's
Ah,
like,
it was great. Now here's the thing though. They don't. I don't think they use the music well at all in the movie itself. But if you listen to the songs by themselves, they're awesome.
well, no,
But
I
the
thought they were.
placement in
I
the
mean,
movie is
well, the only
terrible.
moments I liked the music was where they were using like the weird like Django, like the hardcore like 70s, 80s
But
slash.
like they use it in the first scene. It doesn't fit at all. It should
Yeah,
have
there
started
are a
off
lot of scenes where it
night
doesn't
with
really
them
fit.
walking in the forest. It was
There were
weird having
like
them
the
walking.
black coffin scene or where they use that part. I was just like, why are you doing this? Like, what are you doing? And even the Tupac scene. Did you know there's an edit out there that somebody redid that they put Voodoo Child instead?
No, that sounds pretty cool though.
I mean, I didn't check it out, but I was kind of like, whatever. And they shaved off like 20 minutes of the movie. And I was
Hmm.
just like, why would you do that? Like, I for one applaud Tarantino movies for being really long. I can just sit there and listen to the dialogue like for like 4 hours straight if need be. So like, I don't ever feel that like a Tarantino movie should be like short. Like should ever be like
like
cut
well,
off.
actually, so this reminds me. There's a comic book that Quentin Tarantino. Sorry, let me rephrase that. Quentin Tarantino took his original script, which is actually even longer than the movie, and turned adapted it into a graphic novel. And I read some of it, so it's
No
actually
way.
even longer. Yeah,
Whoa.
it's out
Really?
there. Yeah, you can read it.
Is it, so it's a graphic novel and it goes on for, is it good?
It's kind of the same thing, just with like additional scenes added here and there.
And there's a
I
different ending, or does it keep
No,
going?
same thing. I
Oh.
mean, I'll be honest. This was years ago when I read it, and I don't even think I read the entire thing, from what I recall. But it's not bad. It's worth it.
Yeah, but like I was saying, like the soundtrack, it worked a lot better than Hateful Eight. I felt that Hateful Eight was a little,
Was
a
there
bit,
even a soundtrack in that movie? I don't even
uh,
remember that. I don't remember any songs.
yeah, they didn't really put any music in there, or it wasn't like at least Django was trying. Like Django, there's certain moments where like the camera zooms out and they put the soundtrack effect or whatever the music to hit the right
Uh-huh.
cue, like and put in the song right here and then shoots the guy and oh yeah, it really worked. But maybe that's what they were trying to go for, the whole black exploitation where the camera zooms out really quick or zooms in, very 1970s.
Speaking of the cast, did you know or notice that when they're meeting Candy for the first time, the guy at the bar, that was the original Django?
What do you mean?
You know when he goes Django, Jamie Foxx Django, he goes to the bar and there's a guy sitting there and he's like, "What's your name?" And he goes, "Django." And he's like, "The D is silent or whatever." That guy he's talking to was the original Django.
What do you mean? There was an actual movie that
You didn't
Tarantino was
know?
actually.
This isn't an original movie. There was like one or two movies like in the 70s or whatever about a character Django.
I had no idea. I don't even remember that scene.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And the original Django was that white guy. I forget his name.
Oh, it was a white dude.
I guess
Yeah.
so.
Okay. Yeah.
You
I'm
didn't
looking
know
at
that this was based off of an original another movie?
original Django Franco Nero.
Yeah, that guy, Franco Nero. That's it.
I don't. Yeah, I don't remember that. I don't even realize it was an actual movie.
Yeah. So let me look it up. Hang on.
Whoa! Look at this. Django
Yeah.
Strikes Again.
The movie,
There's like
yeah, 1966 was the original one. Franco Nero.
there's
It's
like a
called
ton of Django movies.
Django. Yeah, I thought you knew that.
How many Django movies were there?
Let me see here.
See, this is how, dude. This is how
Here,
forgetful.
sequels. More than 30 unofficial sequels to Django have been produced since 1966. But this is most of these are unofficial.
And this
An
is just like
official
a
sequel, Django Strikes Again, was released in 1987. God damn. And then it looks like that's it.
holy shit, man. Like, there's a whole Django. Like, dude, this is like more
Oh,
than the.
listen. In May 2016, it was reported that Franco Nero will reprise his role in a third outing as a titular character entitled Django Lives, with the film taking place 50 years after the events of the original installment. That sounds
Does
terrible.
anybody even realize or remember what the original installments were?
I doubt it. It was 1966. Who the hell would know that?
That's what I'm saying. Everybody's either dead or in like a nursing home.
Yeah, oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I don't know who the hell would want to watch that.
Like, yeah, somebody's
It's
gonna
not
be
gonna
like,
happen.
we gotta go watch the Django
They're
reinvented.
gonna be like Django, the movie with Jamie Foxx. What? They're gonna be like, look, they're gonna call racism. They're gonna be like, they took that black movie and made it white.
I had no idea that this was from a series of over 30 movies. This is like
Well,
bigger than
most
the
of them
Marvel
are.
universe.
Yeah, right. It's the original shared universe, the Django
That's what I'm
universe.
saying. Like back then, they made like 40 of these movies, and no one even
Yeah,
knew.
actually, in the original movie, once the credits end, a great 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 grandfather of Sam Jackson walks into the scene. Django
That's
returns.
me.
Django returns home and takes off his the gun belt, puts it on the ground, and he hears.
He's like,
And Sam
Granddaddy,
Jackson's
your
grandfather
great
walks in
granddaddy
and
was.
goes,
Uh,
he's like, it's like,
it was on the candy
you
farm.
think you're hot shit, huh, Django?
You think you're hot shit, Nick Fury?
I want to
I'm
tell
your,
you about the
I'm your
dirty
great
the Dirty
great,
Dozen initiative.
I'm your great 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 grandfather. You know where your family comes from?
So yeah, the original shared universe.
That shit would be hilarious if they actually did something like that, some sort of connection. Don't you know where we come from? You from the candies. You a candy.
So anyway,
Good
what
old
else? What
Django.
else do you have to say about the
Oh,
cast?
so I was my original point was that I like how maybe they did this back in the day that like they would use the same actor to play other roles
Oh, you're
because
talking about the Remar thing?
what's that mean? What?
You about to mention that James Remar plays two characters?
Who's Remar again? He was the guy.
I don't, the guy who played two characters in the two different characters in the
Right,
same
remember he
movie.
played like Candy's bodyguard.
Right, Butch, and he was the guy in the beginning, the guy on the horse.
Right, I didn't even know that his name was Remar, but yeah, he's a
James
pretty good
Remar.
actor.
Yeah, he was Raiden in Mortal Kombat.
He was. Oh my god.
In the second one, I'm sorry. The first
Oh
one was
yeah, I never
Chris
saw the
Lambert.
second one.
In
Or I
in
think I
Mortal
did, but I can't
Kombat
remember.
Annihilation.
I did see the second one. I can't remember.
You didn't see the Mortal Kombat Annihilation?
No, I did, of course. I went to
Oh,
the movie theaters for that.
hell yeah.
I was like, yo, it's Friday night. It's going down. Annihilation. I'm like in middle school.
It went down a lot, it sounds like, when you were a
I
kid.
was like, let's get it on.
Whoa,
Uh,
whoa, you were getting it on as a kid? Whoa.
Dude, living in Texas, man, like you basically lived in a movie theater.
I grew up in the wrong place.
There's nothing else to do except go to the movies or hunting or something. I don't know.
Quail hunting? I was invited to go quail hunting once.
Yeah, hunting is actually cool now, but obviously I never did it. So, but I would love
Obviously.
to in the near
So,
future.
so what else did you think about the cast?
Yeah, so I mean, I'm wondering, did Tarantino, he did that on purpose, obviously, right?
Had the original guy have a cameo?
Where he had the Remar guy play two
Oh,
roles.
I don't know what the fuck he was doing.
Because at first it was like, what is that guy? It's
Yeah,
the
I know.
same.
I saw that too. I was like, wait.
I was
I
like,
had to
what's going
rewind
on?
it and be like, wait, didn't that guy
I
die?
was like, huh? Like it was like really like what? But yeah,
Actually,
I
you
mean,
know what?
obviously,
Hang on a second. I'm almost positive there's something on the trivia about it. Hang on. I think. Hang on. Let me see.
yeah. I wonder if Tarantino's like, you knew I did that. Why else he did
No,
it?
you know, people saw that and they were like, "This guy's a genius. We gotta give him an Oscar just for that."
I want. Yeah, I wonder what his
Like,
main reasoning was though. Like, I'd like to hear from his mouth and be like, I mean, I'm sure it's just like a nod to some director that he used to that always did that or some shit.
maybe, or maybe he just fucked up. I don't know.
He's like, we're out of actors. Remar, I need you in this. I need you on this set here. Get him some. Get him some hair and makeup. Let's go.
It could have been like maybe Remar was in the earlier scene as like a stand-in, and then they just never got around to reshooting it.
Right? They're
That
like
happened.
re-editing. As they're
That
editing, they're
happened
like,
with
wait a minute. They're like, oh, we didn't realize that we just edited that.
Shrek. They used that Smash Mouth song as a placeholder, and then it ended up just staying in the movie.
No way.
Yeah,
They actually did that.
yeah.
I had no idea. Like, what were they?
Look
What
it
were
up.
they gonna? What were they
I
gonna
don't know.
use?
I think they were. Oh, I think if this is off memory, so don't quote me. I think they had some band was going to write a song, or an original song for the movie, and while they were waiting for it to get done, they just used that as a placeholder.
Hey, now you're a rock star.
Either that, or they were trying to get a sample cleared because they were trying to get
Uh,
a Beatles song or something, and they were waiting for it to get
and
cleared.
all
Something
that
like that.
glitters is gold.
Yeah, I looked this thing up about where you are.
Yeah, but it's funny how if you read about the way that Shrek was created, like that movie should have been doomed from day one. But that movie became a huge
Oh,
success.
here I found it. James Remar has two roles. One as Butch Pooch. That's a funny name, Butch Pooch. And another as Ace Speck. A situation is created where his first character is shot and killed by Christoph Waltz. Thereafter, Remar's second character in turn shoots and kills Dr. King. In effect, Waltz kills Remar and later Remar kills him back. That doesn't explain why he was there. Oh.
Yeah, it's just like, well, you see what happened there.
Interesting. It says when Sam Jackson says to Django, he says, "And that will be the story of you." Quentin Tarantino previously used this line in Kill Bill Volume 2. Guess how many people died in this movie?
Like 90.
Now, ready? 69.
Really?
Yeah.
Like his style.
Oof, Jesus Christ.
And that was the same year that Django was originated.
Close.
The original Django started.
So we talked about the cast, right? We talked about our history.
Yeah, so I mean, so that was cool. I mean, dude, everybody did a good job. it was the same old. I think I was more shocked when I first saw it of like all the brutality, but I'm telling you, bro, like with each year, like the bloodier the movie, like this movie's not as bloody as Hateful Eight, in my opinion.
Wait, brutality. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
What brutality?
like like when the dogs were. I remember I was
Oh yeah,
shocked
yeah.
when
But
the
they didn't
dogs
show
were.
it though.
They kind of showed it like in some scenes, like
It
remember
was
during the flashbacks.
it was more like the implication, I think.
Right. Where I mean, you could hear the noises, but
Yeah.
in some of the flashback scenes, they actually show the bones being ripped apart.
Mm. And then same with the two guys are fighting. Um,
Hmm.
when they first introduce Candy and he's got the two guys fighting.
Yeah, when they're beating each other up, I was like, oh, it's so
That was,
brutal.
yeah, oh god.
But I mean, like after like a couple of viewings, I'm just like, oh, that's nothing.
Yeah, I mean this and Inglorious Bastards, like the blood and stuff, the gore is like so over the top. It's like comical.
That's what I'm saying. Like if you look at Hateful Eight, like the blood is even
Yeah,
way over the top.
yeah.
Like Kurt Russell
That's a
vomiting blood.
trademark of what's his face
Yeah,
of
Kurt Russell
Tarantino.
vomiting blood. That was like way bloodier than any scene in Django.
So
Django.
there's this whole thing about there's controversy over that scene where what's his face Leo, his hand's bleeding.
Yeah,
The controversy is that actually happened in real life.
yeah, it actually did. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
but I
it's funny
mean,
too. I actually paused it and rewinded it a couple times just to see that
you
scene
mean rewound,
rewizened and
rewound?
and I'm telling you, man, like that guy's a genius actor. Like the way he stayed in character.
Some people
And
said that it wasn't real because you can't just rub your bloody hand over someone's face.
uh no, he had it like wrapped in some sort of he put like a napkin around it or something.
That was after in the next scene, but while it was still bleeding, he rubbed his hand on Kerry Washington's face.
But he didn't get blood on it, did he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like they did like a couple takes, and that was like the take that ended up staying. So I mean, obviously they.
No, the controversy is whether or not it's real or not.
I think it's real. I think that it. I mean, like the stories that was.
You can't just rub a bloody hand on someone's face, dude.
Dude, it's only blood, man. It's not gonna like sink through her and like give her AIDS or something.
How do you know?
It's not gonna seep through. It just washes right off.
Okay.
Like that Dave Chappelle skit.
He's a Hollywood actor, dude.
He's a
You don't think he
professional
might
actor.
have AIDS?
A guy like him, man, he's probably got like 8 diseases. You're right.
Yeah.
The amount of Hollywood tail that he gets.
He's freaking Titanic, man. Chicks love that movie.
That's what they actually call him too. Like this Titanic's coming through.
Like the Titanic's going down.
Titanic's coming over. I'm going over to Titanic's house.
There's the Titanic, always splitting in two.
So Titanic really wore me out last night.
That's what she said.
Like, oh, you were at Titanic's last night, huh? Mm.
Why don't you come over to Titanic's? We'll play some PlayStation.
Like he's like the real Mr. Big. He's like the real Mr. Big. Mr. Big. Did you actually know that the Sex and the City chicks never got along?
I didn't know that. I'm not surprised though.
Dude, but that's insane, dude. Like, how long did that show run? And they were making millions, and they couldn't stand each other. Like, I would at least be like, dude, we're so happy that we're all making money. I don't care how much I hate you guys. Let's at least like smile a couple times. Like, I gotta say, that's pretty good acting on their part.
You don't know, dude. You're not. You don't have money. You don't know what it's like.
You don't know you don't understand. What
More money, more problems.
You make that much money.
Yeah. You think it's easy to have money? God,
You think it's easy when you're on a successful TV show
Yeah.
that everybody wants you to freaking.
You poor people, you can't understand.
They got through 2 movies. I mean, imagine that, right? Like, all right, cut, and then they just walk off set. Like, I'm not gonna talk to her. I'm just gonna go to my room. Mm-hmm. That's insane. I don't know how you could like. That's like the hardest work environment ever. To hate someone's guts and be acting like you love each other.
All right.
Like, how do you do that? Like, it's gotta be a mad person to do that. It's gotta be hard. But I mean, yeah, I think it was a real scene, man. I think he obviously. I mean, he did cut his hand. Like there's like articles that actually state that he did. I think they even interviewed him. And he's like, yeah, totally happened.
Of course, he'd say that.
Oh, okay. You think the world is flat? Aha.
What do you mean? Of course, it's flat.
You're like, of course that was CGI that they used.
Of course, it was. What the hell else would it be?
It's damn flat.
What do you think this is? Star Wars with practical effects. Come on.
It's all effects. Dude, I'm looking at more of these images of Django. I can't believe that there was like a I don't think I've ever spoken to anybody that actually admits to watching these old movies.
Who would you talk to that would have watched a movie from 1966? What do you go to the old folks' home?
That's crazy, man.
What are you talking about?
1966. I don't even think my dad watched any of these movies. This is the type of this would be his type of movie too. Like he watched all the old westerns. But I guess Django was like the more obviously black exploitation where no one it's like the lowbrow western, like nobody talks about Django.
The originals, you mean?
Yeah, I mean I guess Sergio Leone and Clint Eastwood were like more up
I don't
upscale.
know. I wasn't alive back then.
It's crazy how it was like over 50 years ago.
So let's actually talk about it. So what did you think of this movie? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did you think it was
Yeah, I definitely found this movie make them say I found this movie to
No, no, no.
definitely work.
Yeah. That's the best praise you have of it. It worked.
I mean, the script is
Put
always
that on the poster. It worked. The bad movie review.
the script worked. Like the way that they explained everything, like I'll tell you, like the dialogue is king in these movies, and that's why Tarantino gets away with making a 2.5 hour movie, a 2 hour and 45 minute movie,
Yeah, not 2.5. I
like
wish it was 2.5.
easily gets away with it because you can just sit there and listen to these people just rap at each other, and it's flawless flowing dialogue.
Hmm.
I don't even know what other better way to put it. Like it's a symphony of words. Symphony. All right, my favorite scene. My favorite scene is right, uh, and it took me a second viewing to appreciate this scene. It's the scene where the Tupac music starts to play and Tupac is rapping.
Yeah, yeah, and the gunfight.
Right, the gunfight where he just finishes shooting Candy, Leo DiCaprio's character, and then all hell
Well,
just breaks
no,
loose.
Schultz shot Candy.
Right. Schultz shoots
Okay. You mean
Candy.
it's after he escaped from the mining company guys and came back to the house?
No. That scene was cool too, but I'm saying like the scene right after Schultz shoots Candy and then Schultz gets shot himself.
Okay.
Like the look on Jamie Foxx's face of like, what do I do now? And he just has to like get himself out of there because he knows
Right.
that like it's just do or die. Like that was
Right.
just awesome.
That wasn't when the Tupac music was playing.
Yeah, where he takes the gun and shoots the dude. And he shoots what's his name, the
That no,
bodyguard.
Tupac music was later when he had the shootout when he came back from the.
No,
Oh no,
like,
you're right. My bad. You're
yeah,
right.
because he's like, there's that scene, and there's that one scene where it just, for no reason at all,
No,
it
you're
just
right.
gets
You're right.
so bloody, where they
Yeah,
keep
yeah,
shooting the
yeah.
bodies that are around him, and like I guess it's like to show that it's just bloody, I guess, and it's like the blood's like exploding everywhere.
Right.
But yeah, that was probably the bloodiest scene in the whole movie, where
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely.
he's like he's trying to shoot his way out of there, and I guess the only way that they caught him was because they were saying, I
Because
guess
they
he was,
got the girl.
yeah, that's right, they had his girl,
Yeah.
and
Which
that's the
was
only reason why.
which was I don't know, kind of stupid. Like, wouldn't they have just killed her right away?
Well, I mean, the other thing is, why wouldn't after he came out, why wouldn't they just blast him?
Yeah, and why did they even need to threaten her? He had no ammo left. That didn't make any
Yeah.
sense.
What I'm saying, like to me, like sadistically, you get him out, you get him to come out, and then you gun down his chick, and then you
Right.
just gun him down.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what's the?
But
Yeah, I mean that part it was kind of stupid because like they're gonna snip his
right,
junk
exactly.
and
There's that
then
scene where they're about
they
to snip his balls.
decide to change their mind at the last second. Like it was just a
Like
little.
why not snip his balls and then go talk to the lady?
Yeah,
Like it just doesn't make
or,
sense. That,
or,
like,
or snip his balls and sell them to the mining company anyway. Like why?
right, or after you get back from
Oh,
talking to
because
the
he
lady,
would
just
bleed
come
out.
back
That's why.
and snip his balls.
Actually, I take it back because they actually said if they did it, he would bleed out and die.
No, I mean you saw that the knife was all hot. Like that's usually how they do it. Like I mean I don't know how they do it, but
No,
you know,
but he actually said that you bleed out in 7 minutes. What would have been worse is if they sold him to the mining company.
I guess yeah, it could have been something with his energy levels or something.
Yeah,
I guess
yeah.
it might affect your testosterone if you have no more balls or something.
And then you couldn't break as many rocks as he could if
There
you
you
had
go.
balls.
All right, that works. See, I'm telling you, Tarantino always
He
figures
thinks
out a
he's
good way in the dialogue to
We
explain.
we're a bunch of jokers on the internet thinking we're smarter than the great Tarantino.
I'm sure they actually explain why they didn't kill him when he comes out when he surrenders. I think there might have been a reason for that.
Let me see. Let me think. hmm. Oh, I know why. The reason they had to use the girl's leverage to get him to surrender is because if he didn't know that they had her, he would have just come out and grabbed another gun and started shooting at them. They used her to have him actually like give up and not fight back.
Because he was able to get guns.
Well, like he could have just okay. Let's say they didn't have her held hostage, right? All he had to do was run out of where he was hiding, grab another gun, and he would have just kept shooting at them.
Yeah, it's true. And that's
By
why they did have
saying,
to say,
"No,
"Hey,
hold on, we have your girl. You have to stop."
Right. He
Yeah.
would have had to. Then he wouldn't be able to keep going. You're right.
But here's the real question, right? Uh, when when they had Django, like when they were gonna snip him, right? Why didn't they kill her? Why did they keep her alive? That make
I
any
thought they
sense?
didn't they?
They just locked her up in some house.
Wasn't she? She was going to go to some other place, right?
No,
Wasn't she going to be sent to some?
I don't think so.
That's right. They had her locked up, and he comes back and he's like,
Yeah, she's just there in the room. They just threw her in
"Mr.
there.
Troublemaker."
Yeah.
But it looked like they were going to do something to her, and she was like crying. I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's
So
true.
we should tweet at Tarantino and be like, at Tarantino, why didn't they kill Broomhilda?
Yeah, I don't understand why they kept her alive.
Hashtag this movie makes no sense.
But why would they want to kill her anyway? I think they were just using her to get to him.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, technically she is still their slave, and it wouldn't make sense to just kill her for no reason. Damn it, Tarantino, you thought of it all.
He thought of it all
Son of a bitch.
in the dialogue. And it's funny. Samuel L. Jackson's character was definitely still cool, but he wasn't as cool as I pictured him when I first saw it.
That I thought he did a great job.
Yeah, his character was hilarious though.
Steven, yeah.
He's like,
we're going to him in the big house. Professor. God damn it, Steven. What's the point of having a German slave? Fuck it. Show her off to my German guest.
Your daddy will be rolling in his grave. Dude, that shit was.
Yeah, the dialogue's great. Oh god, there's so many quotables. Yeah, Sam Jackson killed it, honestly, and so did Christoph Waltz.
Gonna let him in the big house.
Who's out there stumbling in the dark? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the Ku Klux Klan scene was okay. I thought it was like, eh.
The what?
I thought it was meh.
No, the what? What was?
The scene where they're like, I can't even get my mask on.
Oh, that was good. Come on.
He's like, you know what?
My damn wife made 30 masks for y'all ungrateful bastards.
She made.
Don't ever ask me and mine's for nothing.
Yeah, I'm leaving. I mean, I'm saying like the dialogue was flawless, but
yeah, it was great.
It was a great rendition to another yet again. That's why I'm interested to see where Tarantino goes with this with the Manson murder thing.
What do you mean?
That's his next movie. It's about the Manson murders.
I thought he was doing Star Trek.
I think he's doing that too, but I think I don't know which one's going to come out first. But it did sound like the Manson thing is coming out first. The Manson murder. But I can't see myself appreciate. To me, like the Manson murders are like the last thing I want to even think about. Like the last thing I want to get into. Like
I don't care about that.
I don't look forward to seeing a movie about that. And it's like,
well, that seems weird. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. And like someone like Tarantino would be like, I'm gonna make a movie about this. I mean, that's just like some balls.
Yeah.
Where he's like, everybody needs to understand what happened. Or, I think it'd be great to show the whole world about this Manson thing. But yeah, I mean, I'm just like, ugh, I don't want to see that.
Right, yeah, I don't know.
So it's going to take a lot for that movie to blow my mind. And I don't know what he's got cooking up, but it's probably going to be, obviously, Tarantino-esque at his finest.
I mean, if anyone can pull it off, it's him.
That's what I'm saying, man. This guy could make a movie about grass growing, and you'd be like, it's so interesting.
You'd be like, that dialogue was amazing.
That wall.
If we reviewed that movie, you'd be going, Like I said, dialogue is king.
That wall that had wet paint on it, and we watched it
Uh,
dry for 2 hours and 45 minutes. How
so
does he do
clever. All right, let's talk about
it?
okay. So
Tarantino does it again.
so I mean, obviously we both liked it. There's not really much else to say about that. Let's look at the critics. You know what we need in this podcast? We need transition music. Do 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 do. There we go. Now we're gonna talk about.
People can hear me drink some water. It'll probably come in the microphone.
It should be like the sound of like a sink, a faucet filling up a glass of water. Let's talk about the critics. Okay, so David Thompson of the New Republic gave it a negative review and said, the Django Unchained is 165 minutes and nothing much happens beyond talk and the provision of corpses. I don't know what that means. The plot lurches around and the artful structure of Pulp Fiction has been abandoned.
Ooh.
Yeah, whatever. Tom Huddleston of Time Out said, a film bursting with pleasures great and small. What? Who talks like that? Why did he just say this is a great and pleasurable movie?
Is this guy hungry? He's talking about food?
I don't know what the fuck he's doing. There's a picture of him. He looks pretty creepy.
Hiddleston.
Anthony Lane from The New Yorker said, and his picture looks like it was taken in 1966, said,
Yeah.
Django Unchained has mislaid its melancholy and its bitter wit and become a raucous romp. Jesus Christ. It is a tribute to the spaghetti western cooked al dente, then cooked a while more, and finally sauced to death.
You see, when they have like,
Why does he try to act all like,
you kind of have to like look at what else he's been reviewing like at the time, like what this guy's.
This guy's picture is black and white. He looks like the last movie he watched was like a Charlie Chaplin film, and the way he wrote this shit with all this crazy alliteration tells me he's like a fucking jackass.
It's like,
it became a raucous romp. Shut the fuck up.
Oh, raucous romp. He's like trying to do wordplay, just to get his own palette going. This guy, he probably lives in the Upper East Side of New York, of Manhattan.
Well, he's a critic for the New Yorker, so. Lisa Kennedy from Denver Post said, The Django Unchained is Tarantino's most complete movie yet. It's also his most vital. His storytelling talents match the heft of the tale.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, these are just fancy ways of saying, I like the story. I'm really.
All these guys always try to they try to just pomp us everything up, like, it was an intelligently provocative.
So Christopher Benfey of the New York Review of Books last year said, it is perhaps a weakness of Tarantino's film, though surely consistent with the spaghetti western genre, that a great gulf separates the good guys from the bad. No room is left for the ugly, the ambiguous, the in-between.
Yeah, but these guys are looking for like a complete 180. They want this guy to like totally redo the entire western genre or something.
I don't know what the fuck they want. And then this guy, Larushka Ivanzadeh from Metro UK last year gave it a 5 out of 5 and said, it's an intelligently provocative, massively entertaining exercise in postmodern revisionism, highlighting how shamefully few movies Hollywood has ever made about slavery. Oh, yeah. What about 12 Years a Slave?
Did that come out around the same time?
I think so. But the point is, it's a movie about slavery.
That movie was not enjoyable in me.
Did you ever see? I'll hang on.
Let's see.
Wait, you didn't like 12 Years a
Slave? Was 2013.
Yeah, so it was 1 year after this. Did you just say you hadn't seen it?
No, I did watch it, and I just didn't enjoy it. I was like, ugh.
You didn't like 12 Years a Slave? Are you crazy?
Dude, it had a really good cast.
Hang on. I want to hang on a second.
Like everybody's in that movie, even Brad Pitt.
Yeah, here we go. Hang on 1 second.
Django. I'll just sing the Django theme. Django.
Yeah, Django.
He's gonna get him.
Yeah, that the whole sound. It's my ish.
Django. Dr. King Schultz.
Ah, you're not on the freaking thing.
Yeah, I don't even remember the song, so who knows?
Django. Here we go.
Okay. Django team.
Here we go. Later on, watch that. Anyway, Um, I don't know. Okay, that's it. So we love it. It's great. We got 10 minutes, so let's talk about current stuff.
I just wonder. I just wonder why. Like this always happens with all these types of movies. Like the ratings just they fluctuate at a lower level compared to like when they came out,
Hmm?
and then they eventually sit at like whatever percentage. What was I looking at the other day? Where I was just like, "There's no way that this movie deserves this rating, and then this other movie has this rating." But I can't
Okay.
remember. So, oh well.
All right, well, we're done talking about Jenko. So have you seen anything? Oh, wait, sorry. You got to do the transition effect.
Wait, so wait,
Oh,
but
go
yeah,
on.
you think that Django deserves the same rating that it has?
87? I would give it an 89.
Yeah, I think so. 89 sounds good. It doesn't deserve an 87.
It's
There's
not
no.
a, it's not, it's not good enough to be in the 90s, but it's definitely up there.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Yeah. All right. So we agree.
Yes, sir.
All right. Current, current viewings. No, what should we call this section? What have you been watching?
Current events.
Dun, dun,
I.
dun, dun, dun.
It's funny. Like I got into this. I got into this Marvel. I got into the whole Marvel universe, but only the feature films, not in like the entire universe. But
Well, like the TV shows and all that shit.
nah, screw the TV shows.
Fuck that.
I'm never
The
gonna watch them.
Netflix shows are pretty good, but the other 80.
The Netflix shows are definitely not that good.
Jessica
Like
Jones and Daredevil. You crazy?
horrible.
Did
Like
you actually
Daredevil's
watch?
out of all of them, Daredevil is the best.
Jessica Jones is better than Daredevil. Get the fuck out of here.
I don't understand how you can say that. Like that is just the
Did you
worst
actually
show
watch the
ever.
whole thing?
I tried to watch the first episode and I was just like,
Oh,
this is
come on. You
corny.
have to watch. The first episode's boring, so you have to actually watch the whole
That's what I'm
thing.
saying. Like it was impossible to finish. Like I
It was
couldn't.
good. It's good.
And she was annoying as hell in the defense team. What is that shit called? The
The Defenders. I
Defenders.
didn't watch it. It looks terrible.
It's really bad. Like they ruined everything that they started with. Daredevil, Luke Cage. Luke Cage was sucked anyway, but and even Iron whatever Fist, it was horrible as well.
I didn't watch it because I
And
heard
the
it was
and the
terrible.
Punisher was not good. Like
Really?
like the first episode was cool, but then like it just gets worse to worse.
All right. So what were you gonna say? You about Marvel?
So dude, I went. What was I doing? I finished watching Thor. I did the review on that, and
Okay.
then I got to thinking like, because it was funny. Like a lot of the reviews about Thor, I gotta agree with them. Like, all right, even though like my first take on it, I enjoyed it. It was entertaining, but then I read a lot of the reviews and like they made a lot of good sense, man. Like it was one of those movies where there's no reason it should have been that cheery. Like
Okay.
so I went back, right? And I started
All right.
watching I watched the original the first and the second Thor. And
Okay. Okay.
and I gotta say, man, the first Thor, the very first Thor that I thought really sucked was probably the best one out of all of them. Like and the reason why I say that is because
Even including Ragnarok?
yeah, and the
Are you
reason why I say
serious?
that is because even though Ragnarok was a little entertaining, I gotta say there were moments of good entertainment. But the way it ended was just corny as hell. But so the first one, it dude, it figured out how to do seriousness with some comedy and it melded it really well. Like I was really impressed. I was like, wow. I was like, this is what the first tone, the tone of the first movie was like.
Is that
And
the first time you'd seen it?
yeah, it was the first time. I never tried to watch it. And
I'll say this, like I've seen all three in theaters, and the only one that like I would ever watch again and that really was memorable was Ragnarok.
well, that's the thing. I thought that Natalie Portman's character would be super annoying, but it actually wasn't that bad in the first one. Dude, all right, the second Thor was probably the worst thing I've ever seen. Like in a while. Like it was a bad movie. Like it was like there's nothing saving about it. Like nothing saved that movie at all. Like everything from the storyline to why they were doing everything, like it was just not good. And yeah, Thor Ragnarok was definitely better than the second one.
Oh yeah, the Dark World was fucking horrible.
Dude, it was a bad. I was like, wow, like why did they even waste their time? So
I don't
what
know.
I got it. All right, so I even went back and watched the Captain America movies, the originals.
Which are all great in my opinion. I love them all.
And I gotta say, but the first one,
Yeah.
hit a home run.
Yeah, it was great. The first
It
Avenger,
was
fucking, it's so
amazing.
underrated. People like they make fun of that movie. I'm like, you fucking
I
crazy.
was like, wow, it actually is way better than like
Yeah,
dude, Wonder Woman. Saying that Wonder Woman was like that first one is that's you can't do that. Like that's
it
just
was only like in that it was like
that's
a
giving Wonder
flashback.
Woman way too much credit. Like no,
Yeah, the
it's way worse than that
first
first.
Avenger was awesome.
the first Avenger is so anyway. That director, the first Avenger, he directed the Rocketeer,
Yeah, that's
and
right. I remember.
and he directed October Sky,
Okay.
and I watched that, and it came out in 1999, and that movie was a masterpiece. Like
Okay.
I had seen it, I've never seen it. I'd never seen it. Like in 1999, I was like, Matrix forever. It's the Matrix baby. Like, I'm not gonna watch some stupid drama. And that movie won like an Oscar or something, October Sky. And
Okay.
and I gotta say, man, like that movie, they figured out whatever they did, man. Like the dialogue is on point. They didn't mince any words. They didn't waste any time. And the editing is flawless. And the way the story moves. And dude, you're just like into those kids, and you're just like, this is such a feel good movie. It's the feel good movie of the dude, that term, the feel good movie of the year,
Right.
is that movie. Like it was like I wanted to help every poor kid in the world. I wanted to like give them all scholarships, and I wanted to make them all astronauts or some shit. And
Okay.
it
Wow.
was that movie was moving, and that director, I got to say, man, I'm like that guy knows how to make a movie. Like whatever he's doing, like yes, I can see why they made him, like they let him direct the first Avenger, and good on
Okay.
him. So I watched the original, the first Avengers movie, and then I watched the Age of Ultron,
Hmm.
and then I watched the first Iron Man that started.
Okay.
Iron Man basically started it all. I
Yeah,
think
that was the first one. Yeah.
it's dude. These guys have had a master plan from day one, and they've succeeded in accomplishing all this. And
Well,
I'm
yeah.
just to me like when you come up with a plan like this and you actually succeed, like whoever is behind all this is a genius. Like I don't know how they're pulling it off, but all right.
It
So
was okay. Yeah.
which brings we're about to get to you talking about Black Panther, which I'm going to bring it to full circle right now by saying the reason why Thor Ragnarok did so well. It did better than all the other Thor movies. I looked at the stats I was talking
Yeah.
about in the
Not
review.
surprised.
And I'm telling you, bro, like they have the perfect formula. Like the Marvel Studios is a juggernaut of unstoppability. I mean, if that's a word. And this is why Black Panther succeeded, and it made more money than everybody or whatever. Like it's doing really well right now. And the same reason why Ant-Man and any other movie that's backed by a Marvel Studios logo is
Right.
gonna succeed. They've done it, bro. They've capped, dude. They've figured out the formula. I don't know how. Maybe you
Okay.
can enlighten me. What do you think?
No, I agree. And that's also part of the problem. Like the movies have become so formulaic; they're all starting to be the same. One thing that was unique about Thor Ragnarok was that they started to kind of go in a bit of a different direction with the Planet Hulk stuff, but that they still had to keep it, grounded in the like villain of the week kind of story, And
Wait,
but I
it was the Planet Hulk stuff. Is that a comic book series or?
so sorry, I should have been more clear. All the stuff with him going to that planet Sakaar, it's based off of a story called Planet Hulk,
So that,
and
that happens right after Age of Ultron, right?
the movie takes place I think a few years after Age of Ultron. Um, but the Hulk story that technically picks up right after we saw him last, which was in Age of Ultron. Yeah,
Because he's in that ship, and that's why he gets
right,
lost, or the ship goes
right. But
into
there's
the.
stuff that they like skip. It doesn't really make sense. But the point I'm trying to make is that all the Marvel movies have a pretty similar formula, and this one started to stray a little bit from it by having the scenes of him on Sakaar. But the stuff with him and Hela was basically like the same exact thing you see in every Marvel movie. Black Panther strays away a little bit from it too, in that it has a villain that's a little more fleshed out, and there's actually like a larger theme going on. I mean, I won't go too much into it because I don't want to spoil it, but it still falls victim to the villain of the week formula.
But I mean,
Um,
but they seem to make that work. Like, it's not bad. Like, I thought Spider-Man: Homecoming
well,
was a
that
great.
one, yeah, that one actually did it. Like they actually kind of fleshed out the characters a little more, so it kind of worked there.
Really? I thought that he was like a basic ass like cheesy character or the
Well,
villain.
well, he's someone you could understand and actually had like motivations, right? Compare him, the Vulture, to Malekith from the Dark World. Evil guy who wants to take over the world. It's like so generic and like formulaic, you know.
Wait, which one's Malekith again?
He's the guy from the
The
Thor:
ice
The Dark
guy?
World, the second Thor movie.
Yeah, he was like from the ice land or
I think
something.
so.
Was it
Right, so it's
ice?
just this like generic, villain wants to take over the world kind of thing. It's
Right,
boring.
right. That was corny.
Yeah,
But even like Thor's sister in Ragnarok, I was like,
yeah.
come
She was
on.
the same thing. She wasn't fleshed out. She's just evil person who wants to take over the world.
And I even mentioned that they always have to dress them like the evil witch from some Disney movie. It's like, why do you keep using the same
I don't know.
costumes?
All right, so like I said, I saw Black Panther. I'll probably do a reaction video or something. Myself.
You should,
Um,
man. Like,
yeah,
did you like it?
I I did enjoy it. I didn't think it really lived up to the hype at all. But it's a well-made movie.
I mean, it's like, I mean, all right. I saw all the Captain America movies, right?
Hmm.
I thought Winter Soldier was definitely amazing. Like, I liked it much better seeing it the second time.
Hmm.
But to me, Civil War is still the most entertaining of all of them.
Hmm.
I mean, they're all pretty flawless, like all three of them. Like
Hmm.
the first one, the second one, and Civil War. But is it up there with Civil War? Like, is it like that?
No,
Wow.
I don't think so.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, I thought that Thor Ragnarok was entertaining at some points, but overall, I'm just like, eh. Like, it could have been much better. They could have made it more serious. I thought the tone was just way too cheery. Like, dude, she's trying to end the world. Like, the entire Asgard was demolished, and like the way it ends,
Yeah,
like
yeah. I don't want to get into it, but I agree.
the way it ends, he's like, "Oh,
The
I
movie
lost an eye."
doesn't.
It's like, dude, when you lose an eye, like it's
Yeah,
not just like a cool thing.
all right, let's wrap it up. I have one, two, three, four movies that we could watch for next week. I'm gonna read them all, and you tell me which one you want to watch. Okay, you
Dude, I
ready?
actually had a movie in mind too, but I
Oh God,
totally forgot. But yeah,
what was
what's
it?
yours? Uh, the one I was thinking about was oh my god, I literally had it on my mind too. I forgot. Yeah, what's
All right,
yours?
whatever. Okay, the first one is Doctor Strange. Okay, 90% Rotten Tomatoes. The second one is The Founder, 83%.
Talking about with Ray Kroc.
Yeah, and I've actually seen it, so I can
Yeah, I've seen it
vouch.
too. It's a good
Yeah,
movie.
yeah. Third one, which has an 85%. I don't understand why. Rogue One, A Star Wars
Oh my
Story.
god, we cannot do that one.
And the last movie, why not? You can't discriminate. And the last one is with an 86% Lion.
Lion, what's that?
Here's a synopsis. 5-year-old Saru gets lost on a train which takes him thousands of kilometers across India, away from home and family.
Oh, I think I've heard of that. It did really well, right?
I don't know. I don't have the numbers in front of me.
Wait, how do you spell it? Lion, L-I,
How do you spell lion? What?
Lion.
Lion. How do you think
Uh,
you spell lion?
I'm trying to look it up on the thing. Is it just Lion? That's it?
Yeah, lion.
Nothing's coming up
Where are you looking?
on Rotten Tomatoes. What year was it?
2016.
It's like a foreign film, right?
No, it's an American film.
Let me see. Lion, 2016. Hold on. It's an American film?
Yeah, it's got Nicole Kidman
Oh shit, I see
and
it.
Rooney Mara and the guy from Slumdog Millionaire.
Oh, I guess I must have thought that it was like a non-American movie because of it's like it has to do with Calcutta.
Oh, anything with India automatically can't be
And
American.
and the guy's got a beard. Come on, man. Obviously.
And he's Indian, so clearly this is a foreign film. Racist. Excuse me.
Oh yeah, we got to do this one. It definitely
Yeah,
looks like
lion.
it looks like it could be a movie that's like really good or just really like boring.
Like really pretentious.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, hey, it's the kid from Slumdog Millionaire.
That's what I just said.
Look at this kid. He's a good actor.
So that's it. We're doing it.
Oh, yeah, let's do it, bro.
All right.
Yeah, it sucks. I had the movie that I was thinking about was obviously along the lines of this Marvel stuff, but I can't remember. So, oh, well,
Well, if you remember.
I was gonna do Age of Ultron, but I'm gonna wait to watch the next. I don't really look forward to it, but I'm gonna watch the next two Iron Man movies, 2 and 3.
Oh God. Okay.
I
Have fun
remember
with
them
that.
being really bad though, so I'm just like, oh.
The second one's the worst. Oh God.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like the second one was when I first saw it, I was like,
We
this
should
is
watch that
terrible.
next week. Don't watch it alone. Let's watch it together and we'll rip
Like
on
this
it.
movie was terrible. Like when I first saw it, I was like, this is a horrible movie. So, but it's funny. Like the first one, 2008, was so good. Like
Yeah.
even
I
when I
know.
rewatched it, I was like,
Wait, let's not. Oh, let's actually watch it and talk about it. Let's not do it now because then
you crushed it.
we're gonna say everything there is to say, and then you know we'll have anything to talk about.
All right, so wait, are we doing Lion or are we doing the other one?
No, we'll do Lion.
All right, yeah, let's do some Lion.
Yeah. All right. So let us know what you thought about Django. If you liked it, if you hated it, if you hate us, let us know. Regardless of how you feel, you should like and subscribe. Tell your mom, tell your friends.
Yeah, definitely comment on the YouTube section if you want to start up a conversation. Let us know what we're
Yeah.
doing. If you think the movie's way worse than what we said, you know what to do. Leave a comment. What?
Yeah. All right. Till next week. Peace.
Yeah. Peace out.